Tom Hardy, theater and film actor, producer and screenwriter, who became famous for participating in high-profile Hollywood projects. Charismatic and confident, he arouses the interest of the public with ambiguous roles, which he approaches with all seriousness. Most often, his characters are outstanding people, with a difficult fate and character. Childhood and youth. Tom Hardy was born in mid-September 1977 in Hammersmith, West London, and was the only child in the Catholic family of Anne and Edward Hardy, according to the zodiac sign Virgo. Soon the family moved to East Sheen, a cozy bohemian area of London on the banks of the Thames, a favorite habitat of the creative elite, writers and artists. Tom's parents corresponded to the place of residence. Anne was a fashionable artist, Edward was a screenwriter, created commercials and comedies. The boy grew up in a creative environment and already in his school years began to attend theater courses. Since Tom had no brothers and sisters, all the love and care of his parents went to him alone. The father and mother intended to give their son a good education, but in the case of Tom, everything was not easy. The teenager did not want to study. Already at the age of 13, young Hardy learned what alcohol was. A year later, he tried the effects of drugs on himself. For this reason and for bad behavior, he was expelled from a prestigious boarding school. At the age of 15, Tom got his first tattoo. Subsequently, there were many of them. In his youth, the future actor tried himself in the modeling business. In the late 1990s, he won the Big Breakfast's Find Me Beauty contest, which gave him the opportunity to sign a contract with the One modeling agency. However, he was soon kicked out of there. The reason is the same: drugs. For some time he studied at one of the theater schools in Richmond. The study ended ingloriously, like all previous attempts. Tom later enrolled at Drama Centre London. His classmate was Michael Fassbender, according to whom, it was Hardy who was considered the most talented student of the stream. Films. Having got into the school of the London Drama Theatre, where they taught according to the method of Konstantin Stanislavski, Tom became imbued with art. Hardy spent 3 years under the guidance of talented teachers who had once taught Anthony Hopkins himself. But when the young man was called to play Private John in the popular TV series Brothers in Arms, the aspiring artist decided that it was time to finish his studies. He starred in this film about the Second World War, but Hardy's film did not bring success and popularity. But the military drama The Fall of the Black Hawk, which was released in 2001, lit up the young artist. Participation in the tape became a landmark for Tom's creative biography. Soon Hardy changed the genre and appeared on the screen in the melodrama Dots Over the Eye. But the actor did not like this direction. Gradually he abandoned roles in TV series, switching to pictures of a militaristic nature. He even moved to North Africa to shoot another war film. The most notable film of this period was the science fiction film Enterprise. It was followed by an even more successful work project with a budget of $60 million, Star Trek Retribution. The painting is considered by some to be a kind of springboard in Hardy's career. Tom came to his native England to work in the next film. He was invited to play the hero in the thriller LD50 Lethal Dose. The film was released in 2003. In it, the directors told the audience a dramatic story about the raids of a group of Greenpeace activists on laboratories where experiments on animals were conducted. It is noteworthy that in between filming, Hardy plays on the theater stage. In 2003, he even received a prestigious award for his work in the plays Arabia, We Will Be Kings and Blood. A year later, he also received the Laurence Olivier Award. Numerous fans of Hardy were happy to welcome his appearance in the film Marie Antoinette. In the film, Tom fully revealed his acting talent, and the audience enjoyed the image of the handsome man and his brilliant performance. In 2007, the film Stuart's Past Life was released, where the main role, in addition to Hardy, was played by Benedict Cumberbatch. Tom has repeatedly called this picture his best work in cinema, after which he makes films only for pleasure. At the end of 2008, the artist supplemented the filmography with Guy Ritchie's comedy Rock'n'Roll. It is worth noting that Tom got a rather scandalous character. He played a criminal with an unconventional sexual orientation. His hero in the story falls in love with the gang leader, who was represented by Gerard Butler. In 2009, the actor received a role in the biographical drama of Winding Refn Bronson. This is a story about the most dangerous criminal in England, who spent almost 40 years in a prison cell. For a greater resemblance to the original, Tom changed his hairstyle, completely shaved, and gained weight. Hardy has always been a tough guy, and more than once he had to gain extra muscle mass for filming in another movie. However, for the image of Charles Bronson, he had to undergo an intensive training course by completing a training program. One of the films that is loved not only in England, but also in Russia is Wuthering Heights. In it, Hardy played the main role. It was on the set of this picture that Tom met and became friends with Charlotte Riley, his future wife. After the next joint project, the miniseries Prick Up, a romance broke out between them. In 2012, the film The Drunkest District in the World was announced. The main roles in the film were Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf. Despite the fact that they played brothers, the actors could not find a common language. It is known that the former sometimes likes to swear in public and make a tough joke. But Shia, on the contrary, has a more closed character. According to The American, he was annoyed by Hardy's jokes, and one day the usual verbal altercation turned into a brawl, from which LaBeouf emerged victorious. Nevertheless, the result of the work received mostly positive reviews. Along with them, Jessica Chastain, Gary Oldman, Guy Pearce starred in the film. In the same year, the comedy thriller It Means War was released on the screens. The key characters went to Tom Hardy, Reese Witherspoon, and Chris Pine. The actor also appeared in the drama Warrior, the action movie Mad Max Fury Road, where his partner was Charlize Theron, the superhero action movie The Dark Knight Rises Legend, the thriller Shaq. In 2014, it became known that Hardy would join the cast of the series Peakyblinders, starring Cillian Murphy. By the way, this is not the first collaboration of artists. They met on the sets of The Beginning and The Dark Knight. Peakyblinders, the story of the Shelby brothers, a violent gangster group that operated in Birmingham after the end of the First World War. The blades sewn into the visors became her sign. Hardy got the role of the leader of a London criminal Jewish group named Alfie Solomons. At the same time, his hero combines the darkest sides of a representative of the criminal world and at the same time, decency and humanity. In 2015, Hardy embodied on the screen the images of twin brothers in the crime thriller Legend. He played in the film two gangsters who terrorized the capital of Great Britain for several years. The duration of the picture takes the audience to the 60s of the 20th century. The film also starred Emily Browning and Paul Anderson. For his work in it, the actor was nominated for the Sputnik Award in the category Best Performer of a Leading Role. The film Survivor brought Hardy overwhelming success and worldwide popularity. In the film, he starred with Leonardo DiCaprio. The film is based on the true story of Mountain Hugh Glass, in whose image Leo appeared. This work can be called a kind of example of life, where hatred and revenge help a person to survive even in a seemingly hopeless situation. The character of Hardy became the embodiment of a man from the modern world, in which moral qualities have long been forgotten, and the desire for a material component destroys the last remnants of humanity. The Briton clearly demonstrated this with his game, forcing the audience to think about the symbols of morality of the present time. Tom Hardy also visited Russia. One day, as part of a project for the Discovery Channel, he arrived in Yakutia, where he decided to learn about abnormal temperatures and the life of local residents in extreme conditions. Years later, some viewers called this trip a kind of preparation for the filming of the film Survivor. Indeed, the work on this picture was not easy for the film crew. The actors had to literally survive in harsh weather conditions. But the difficulties only brought the group together. So Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy became friends while working on the film. At the same time, a dispute took place between colleagues. DiCaprio said that his friend will certainly receive an Oscar nomination. In turn, Hardy was sure that this would not happen. As a result, for The Image of Fitzgerald, Tom was still nominated for an Oscar in the Best Supporting Actor category. However, Mark Rylance received the award for Bridge of Spies. Anyway, from now on, famous directors dreamed of getting an actor into their paintings. But the Briton still kept his word, stuffing a tattoo with the text "Leo knows all" on his forearm. The condition of the dispute was that the phrase should be written as if by DiCaprio's hand, and his handwriting, according to Tom, is very clumsy. By the way, This is not the first such bet of the artist. Tom Hardy's body has the name of his agent Lindy King on it. He promised to get such a tattoo if she punched his way to Hollywood. In 2017, the premiere of the dramatic mystical series Taboo took place. Here the celebrity got not only the main role, he acted as a screenwriter and executive producer of the film. His father Chips Hardy and Stephen Knight also participated in the creation of the picture. The series was positively evaluated by film critics and warmly received by the audience, so they immediately started talking about its extension for at least 2 seasons. In the same year, Christopher Nolan's war drama Dunkirk was released with Tom's participation. The plot is based on the story of the evacuation by sea of British, French and Belgian units that were blocked near the city of Dunkirk by German troops. The film was nominated for 8 Academy Awards, including for Best Film and Director, and eventually took 3 of them. In March 2018, the actor posted on Instagram the first frame from the filming of the crime drama Fonzo. In the photo, Tom is depicted in the image of the famous gangster Al Capone. Soon it became known about the plot of the new film. It was about the life of a powerful criminal authority after a prison sentence. Later, the working title of the film was changed to Scarface. The drama was launched 2 years later on streaming platforms. The film made an indelible impression on the audience. The actor again used his gift of reincarnation, presenting the image of an elderly gangster on the screen. In October 2018, the audience saw Hardy's new work in the superhero movie Venom. It is based on Marvel Comics about the character Eddie Brock. He was played by a British actor. As Tom later recalled in an interview, when creating the image, he was inspired by the Irish fighter Conor McGregor. Personal life. Tom Hardy's personal life has been turbulent for some time. As he himself claims, in this life you need to try everything. The actor admits that he started relationships with both women and men, but solely for the sake of experiment. While studying in London, Hardy met actress Sarah Ward. A bright 3-week romance ended with a wedding. The girl took her spouse's last name. But the union soon broke up. Sarah Hardy left Tom after learning that he was in a rehabilitation center, where he was treated for drug addiction. For some time, the famous Briton met with TV presenter Linda Park. When this relationship dried up, others began with actress Rachel Speed. She gave birth to her son Louis, but the couple never registered the relationship. The press also reported that Emily Browning had become Tom's new girlfriend, but they themselves did not confirm this. Previously, celebrities participated together in the filming of the film Legend. It is known that Hardy has a warm, friendly relationship with Noomi Rapace, a theatre and film actress from Sweden. Colleagues starred together in the crime drama Abstract. In 2009, on the set of Wuthering Heights, Tom met Charlotte Riley. According to the script, a romance breaks out between their characters Heathcliff and Katie. The lovers were one. As a result, the feeling overtook them in real life. Hardy proposed to Riley, and in 2014 she became his wife. The couple did not delay with the children. A son was born in October 2015. It is known that the famous actor loves dogs. In 2015, Tom, along with his dog named Woodstock, whom he once picked up on the street, starred in a pet advertising campaign, and the urn with the ashes of Max's first pet is still in his house. In July 2018, the actor appeared on the red carpet on the arm of his wife. Journalists couldn't help but notice Charlotte's loose dress. It turned out that Hardy would soon become a father for the 3rd time. Tom did not comment on this news in any way. In January 2019, it became known about the birth of the actor's 3rd son, whom Tom named after the main character of the film Forrest Gump. After the birth of the child, Tom began to think about whether he should continue acting in blockbusters. Reflecting, he listed that he had everything for life, including a roof over his head. And is it worth sacrificing spending time with your family for the sake of long-term filming and career? But at the same time, the father of many children was sure that he was obliged to act until his heirs got back on their feet and went their own way.